This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
On eBay, every find has a story. Like if you're looking for a vintage band tee, not just a tee, the band tee. You wore it everywhere until your ex-boyfriend stole it. Now you're on eBay, and there it is. Same tee from the same tour. The things you love have a way of finding their way back to you, especially on eBay. Where else can you find that mint trading card you search for everywhere that's out of print? Or your first car, the one you wish you'd never sold? It has to be eBay. Shop eBay for millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love. Hey, and welcome to The Short Stuff. I'm Josh. There's Chuck. Jerry's out there. Oh, I'm sorry. And Dave's here in spirit, too. So this is Short Stuff You Should Know. The Short Stuff edition.
Dave Ruse?
No, Dave Kustan, the editor of Short Stuff, the producer.
Okay.
He's our Jerry for Short Stuff.
No, I know. We haven't given Dave a lot of love on this show.
I know. We need to, man. He's great.
Yeah, Short Stuff came along and Jerry was like,
yeah.
Don't bother me with that.
Yeah. I don't have time for this crap.
Do I make extra money? Then forget it.
Yeah. Man, you guys don't know Jerry like we know Jerry. What's great is she'll never hear this, you know?
That's right. Dave will.
Yeah, Kustan will never pass this along. He's too terrified of her.
That's right. So we're talking about scratching our heads when you think, which is something that I don't do.
I don't either.
When I read this, though, there are a couple of thinking tics that I have that could be explained. That's just not one of them.
For sure. And this was one of those things where I'm like, oh, is this going to be like the origin of, a grain of salt just going to send me into like some sort of blind rage? I thought so at first. And then no, it turns out when you start to really look into this, because if you think about it, that's a really weird thing to do, to scratch your head when you're sitting there thinking. And you might not do it. I don't do it. But we might not even know anybody who does that reliably. The thing is, it's like an idiom. That being a head scratcher, it's like a cultural thing, at least in the West, where if somebody's scratching their heads and, they're standing in front of a chalkboard, you know that they're trying to figure out some sort of problem and they're having trouble with it. Like that's just what that has to do with. And the explanations are multitudinous. And again, it seems like something you'd be like, that's ridiculous. And then if you stop and think about it, you're like, that actually could be right in this case.
Yeah, like if you were to take a beginning acting class and you were in there with a bunch of dumb beginning actors like I did in college.
Right.
And the professor said, the acting teacher said, all right, here's the scene. You're trying to figure out a very difficult problem. Mm-hmm. The first thing one of those dopes would do is scratch their head.
Right.
Because that is just a popular trope to indicate, or maybe scratch their chin.
Right.
Something like that. Which counts as part of the head, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's universally a sign that you're thinking about something.
Yeah. So it doesn't really make any sense, as we have said, that you would do that. And there's no definitive explanation for why, which has really left the door open for a lot of people to put some ideas up. One of the big ones is that it's a relic of evolution.
Yeah.
And that really what you're doing is you're not helping along your thoughts. You're actually showing a form of distress.
Yeah.
Whether it's angst, anger, anxiety, those are kind of the different interpretations and explanations. But the first one is that we're showing a remnant of what we used to do back in the tuk-tuk days.
Yeah.
Where if something made us angry, we would maybe throw our arm up and strike them or whatever. And the first explanation of this is that we are starting to do that. Like we're raising our arm out of anger, and then we stop because we are civilized now. And that ends up being like we almost kind of play it off by scratching our head.
Yeah.
It's a little thin, but here's the thing. This is when I was really like, oh, maybe there is a little more to this. When you see somebody who's really mad and they're trying to keep from hurting somebody, you will frequently see that person like rubbing their forehead or rubbing the back of their neck or something like that. Uh-huh. And what they're saying is this is some sort of like derivation of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally have seen that, and that is a real thing. Mm-hmm. There's another possible explanation. This was in a 2009 article for Psychology Today, when a former FBI counterintelligence agent named Joe Navarro talked about being under stress.
Right.
And he said our brain requires a certain amount of hand-to-body touching, like either hand-wringing or rubbing your temples or touching your lips or something. And what he's saying is that it's a soother instead of maybe a signal to an enemy.
Right.
It's just you self-soothing yourself through some sort of stressful or fearful situation.
And there's actually some research to back that up, which I think, Chuck, we should take a little break,
Okay.
collect our thoughts, and then come back and talk more about this whole head scratcher.
Great.
Learning things with Chuck and Josh. Stuff you should know.
If you own a home, you already know stuff breaks. It's not if, it's when. And somehow it's always like the AC in July or the fridge right after you go to the grocery store. That's why you always hear people say they don't make appliances like they used to, because it's kind of true.
That's right. Good thing there's American Home Shield. With an AHS home warranty, they can help fix major home systems and appliance breakdowns like your AC, plumbing, or fridge. And if they can't repair your covered item, they'll replace it, no matter how old it is.
And that's huge because fixing an AC can cost a lot. Like, hey kids, our vacation is canceled a lot. Plus, as a benefit to select plans, you can get real-time video help from live repair experts to troubleshoot home hassles at no extra cost.
Listen, everybody, home ownership is already stressful enough. No need to upset your wallet. So check out American Home Shield now and get 20% off any plan at ahs.com/SYSK and see promo details. See ahs.com/contracts for coverage details, including service fees, limitations, and exclusions. American Home Shield. Don't worry, be warranty. Hey everybody, we want to talk to you about The Big Bang Theory. That's a show that became one of the most defining sitcom of its era and really built a fan base around its memorable characters and unique group dynamic.
That's right, which is why we think you'll enjoy the official Big Bang Theory podcast. It's back, covering seasons 3 and 4 of the show. Host Jessica Radloff sits down with crew and cast members like Kunal Nair, who plays Raj, Mayim Bialik, who plays Amy, and Kevin Sussman, who plays Stuart.
That's right. You're going to learn all about the Easter eggs you may have missed, behind-the-scenes stories, and how certain real-life relationships shaped some of the most memorable storylines.
Yeah, there's cast reflections years after the series aired and expanded content around famous episodes and storylines. It is exactly what you're looking for if you're a fan of the Big Bang Theory. The season is on video, so watch the official Big Bang Theory podcast on HBO Max, or listen wherever you get your podcasts, and stream episodes of the Big Bang Theory on HBO Max. All right, so you said that the FBI agent Joe Navarro said that this was kind of like a soothing thing, like we're self-soothing, like the sense of touch can have a soothing effect on us, and if we're experiencing stress or anxiety or something, just touching yourself can help. And supposedly, because our head is the source of this issue, our brain is, that's why we would touch our head rather than say like our knees or something.
Right.
The thing is there is some research to back this up. There was a study in 2017 in Scientific Reports, which is a journal, and it watched 45 rhesus macaques, who are sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
And they found that the higher on the totem pole level macaques, when they were stressed out, they might start to itch or scratch or just do something. And that this was taken by other macaques who were, say, maybe more aggressive as a sign of like, I'm really stressed out, so just kind of leave me alone. And they actually were left alone.
Yeah, it made me think of the Seinfeld where George said, if you want people to leave you alone, look stressed out and annoyed.
Right.
And there were all the times that they would walk by his office in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
And he was doing that. He would have his hands on his head, rubbing his temples, going, ah. And people would be like, everyone would pass by his office and not bother him.
Right. And
he's a rhesus macaque.
These researchers were saying the way they interpreted that is that it tells this potential attacker, one, I'm not fully stable here, so you don't know what I'm going to do. So maybe
Yeah.
lay off of me. Or I'm super stressed out. I can't possibly defend myself. There's no point in attacking me to show your dominance. I'm already submitting here. So
That
don't
makes
waste your
sense.
energy. Either way, the rhesus macaques that displayed some sort of itching or scratching behavior while they were stressed out, signaling they were stressed, were attacked less than those that didn't.
So I like this last one a lot too. This one that you dug up, displacement activity. So you've got an animal that has a couple of different options in, let's say, a stressful situation, and it doesn't want to do either one of them, or maybe can't decide which one to perform. So it does what's called the displacement activity. So you've
Right.
got a bird, let's say, that another bird comes to attack it. He's like, well, should I attack back or should I just fly out of here? I'm just going to peck at the ground
Right.
instead. And preening might be another activity, or grooming oneself. And the theory is that these may have emerged. Maybe it's a soothing physical contact,
Right.
or maybe it's just a routine behavior to calm yourself down, or maybe sort of linking with that other one to throw off the person, which kind of made me think of that guy in Athens who crashed his bike that day. He had two choices: was get up really quick and get my books and ride out of there,
And say, I meant
or,
to do that.
or act in a lot of pain. And he said, I'll do the third thing. I'm going to act like I'm reading a book.
Yeah, so he engaged in displacement activity.
100%.
So there's one last explanation that I found, and that is that people who scratch their head or, rub their eyes or something like that while they're thinking are engaged in a certain kind of learning mode, is what it's called.
Yeah.
A dominant learning mode. And that is where our senses are involved in the way that we think about or recall or take in information. And so people who are tactile with their learning modes might touch themselves, touch their heads or something like that. People who are visual learners might kind of look up in the sky or something like that.
That's what I do.
Where you're kind of exaggerating the point of the sense, even though that sense is not giving you any information or helping along. It's almost like we just kind of revert to the sense that we're most comfortable with, maybe taking information in with. I'm not sure, but that's the last explanation I saw.
Yeah, that's the one that really hit home for me, because I am 1,000% a visual learner. If somebody's trying to explain something, like how something operates, they can talk to me till they're blue in the face. But if I actually see it, I will understand it. And if I'm thinking of something, or if I'm deep in thought, I will often tip back in my chair and kind of look up in the sky. And they're saying that that's what I'm doing, basically. And,
Right.
It makes sense.
Somebody needs to teach you about percentages visually, because there ain't no such thing as 1,000%.
Shut up.
I have to say, Chuck, you can't see me right now, but I have never scratched my head more than I have
really?
during this recording. This has been brutal.
All right. Well, hopefully you didn't lose too many.
So that's it for short stuff, everybody. Me and Chuck say adios.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio's How Stuff Works. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.